All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I live to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Whose source is 100% true. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to the Akim, who's the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the sincere Aqua, to maybe out there watching and learning. It's Brother Yakov from the GMS Columbus, Ohio branch, coming at you again with another lesson through the Spirit. And this is going to be quick. I just wanted to just get into a little bit of prophecy, classic, 2nd Ezra 15, Matthew 24, just, keeping prophecy, pushing, keeping Jake's minds geared towards prophecy, all right, and paying attention, all right, because every day there's something new going on. And the biggest thing that I've seen recently is these worldwide, or should I say, Slovakia, all these different protests going on against Trump. All right. And of course, to your own detriment, everybody voted for this man, but at the end of the day, it's all about prophecy. All right. And at the end of the day, it don't matter who's in office, prophecy is going to be fulfilled. All right. And through the Spirit, we believe, things will be kicking in higher gear, with Trump being in office. So the Wadi Habashim Yahweh Shai for having this man in place. But real quick, I'm going to just start up here in 2nd Ezra 15, and then I'm going to go to this news app, read through a few articles, a few things that I've been seeing popping up, going into the protests and everything like that, and then see where we get after that. But 2nd Ezra 15 at the top says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." See? So that's our job. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're here to do. Push prophecy. All right? Speak, what did it say? Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. All right? Because at the end of the day, as we already know, the Lord chose the nation of Israel, all right, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of this world today, all right, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, all right, and then Salakia. So at the end of the day, all these prophecies geared towards us and geared towards us reaching the kingdom, all right, and being rulers, all right. So we need all this prophecy to come to pass in order for us to get what was promised to us, in order for that righteousness to be established. All right. Verse 2, it says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." The word is faithful and true. And I'll get a quick precept. All right. Faithful and true. Real quick. 2 Peter 3:9. "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance." And I'm going to come back to this. But, the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, all right? So everything that is written, all right, is true. All right, it's going to come to pass, all right? So that's why it's important for us to watch, pay attention, all right? And I'm going to get that too. And, second matter of fact, I might as well get it now, real quick. 2nd Ezra, 9th chapter. Starting at the top, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of these signs come, signs pass, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. See? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. So, real quick, since we're on that, let me go into these protests. Snow Kings BS. Let's see. What's a specific one? See, man. Let's see, go ahead, this cool. Just real quick, NBC news outlet. It says no Kings protests held across the U.S. overseas to demonstrate against Trump administration. Protesters flooded into streets, chanting, marching, and waving homemade signs. Organizers said nearly 7 million people showed up for the demonstrations across the country. Yep, and I seen another article. It said it was like 2,700 different protests going on. All right, so people are fed up. All right, even the people that voted for Trump, the people that put him in that position, they're fed up. All right, and of course, these Democrats, that lost against him are super fed up. All right, and they're running around with that "I told you so" narrative. All right, whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, the scriptures told you so. All right, prophecy told you so. All right, but that's the thing about these different religions and different groups out here in general. They don't push prophecy. All right, they don't give that warning out. That's supposed to be given. All right, and through the Spirit, I spoke about that in my last lesson. Just about Jake doing the work. Prophecy is to be pushed, man. All right, so that way the people may be warned. All right, and what's coming to this land? Famine, pestilence, destruction. All right, the missiles is coming. The MOTB is coming. All right, which is the micro C-HIP. All right, all these things are coming to this land. All right, and I'll get this too through the Spirit. In Luke, because this is what's coming as well, man. Luke 12:51. It says, "Suppose ye," this is Yahushua speaking. "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." All right. The Lord clearly told you, man, he's not coming to bring peace in this time, man. Everything that's coming in these last days is going to be what? Division, bitterness, and what's going on with these protests and these rallies. All right. It's a division. It's a divide between Trump and his administration and his supporters. All right. And, the rest of the world, the rest of the economy. All right. Because it's not even just America that's feeling this way. There's protests going on all across the world. All right. What was the most recent one that I seen? Was it Slovakia? Nepal, where they were pretty much overthrew their government. All right. Because of a social media shutdown, man. All right. And look, and right now in America, there's a government shutdown. All right. So a lot of people, from what I'm hearing, are going to get their food stamp benefits cut off. All right. For the months to come, until they figure out this government shutdown. So this is all testing, all gearing towards, the great day. All right. Jacob's trouble, etc. All these things are coming to this land, man. And if you're paying attention to the signs going on, you'll see. But I'm going to just read just a little bit more over on this, and I'll call it on this. It says, crowds gathered Saturday in cities across the United States and overseas for No Kings rallies and protests of Donald Trump's administration and to call for the defense of First Amendment rights. Protesters from Los Angeles to New York, including Chicago, Washington, D.C., Austin, Texas, flooded into streets chanting, marching, and waving homemade signs, including some that proclaim, "We want all of the government to work and make America good again." Organizers said nearly 7 million people turned out Saturday to more than 2,700 No Kings protests across the U.S., 2 million more than at the previous round of rallies in June. See, so everybody's getting on board, to, go against Trump and, the society. All right, but at the end of the day, just like I told my mom, because they're protesting out here in Columbus. It's like I told him, man, at the end of the day, it don't matter who's in office. You can't change prophecy. All right. There's nothing you can do about this. No matter who they throw up in office, whether they impeach Trump again, whether they put JD Vance in there, where they go grab Kamala and have her step in office, it don't matter. All right. This government is going to hell, man. All right. And you got to understand these things, man. That's why, going into these breakdowns, these prophetic breakdowns, in Daniel, all right, all these different breakdowns, that speaks about, the pride of Esau, Edom, and his kingdoms. All right. And the great fall that they experienced over time, and that they're going to experience one last time, man. All right. Which is going to be the end of the world. Simple as that. All right. See, what's this? It says mega thrust earthquake could trigger San Andreas fault. Scientists warn. A newly identified link between two notorious geologic zones suggests a major earthquake at one site could trigger another huge quake at the other, creating a double whammy of destruction. See? And in fact, let's see, where is that? Yep, and that's in the second line as well, verse 3. There should be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world. See? So it's all going to come to pass. All right? I'll read on. 2 9 and verse 4 says, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. See? So the end is going to happen no matter what. All right? Can't stop it. All right? But I'm going to jump back here, 2 Corinthians 15, and I'll go back at verse 3. It says, Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Incredulity goes into unbelief. That speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right? And then that's the thing too, because there are a lot of people out here in this world that think, because they claim they have this certain relationship with the Lord. All right? But whole time y'all living with that double mind. All right? And the scriptures speak about, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right? And when you live in life on both edges of the cliff, man, you can't survive like that, man. You can't have one foot in and one foot out with the Lord. All right, and that's the thing with majority of the world. You know what I'm saying? The majority of our people, they have one foot in, one foot out. All right, and that's whether you want to be a Christian or a Muslim or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever religion Jake chooses to follow, they're even still one foot in, one foot out. And not only that, the Lord blinded you guys from the truth. All right. So, all that, because then that's what I'm going into, that a double mind, so y'all don't have no real faith, all right, in the Lord, because y'all will go to extreme lengths to get what y'all are looking for in Esau's kingdom, you see, but not have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, or whatever Lord y'all try to worship, but the true Lord, the one and only power, all right, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahushai. All right. But verse 5, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. See? This place is super filled with wickedness. All right. Everywhere you look, everywhere you see, it's just nothing but wickedness. All right. And it's to the point now where wickedness is broadcasted. All right. They got homo behavior in children's shows these days. All right. And they've always thrown little subliminals over time, but they're just put right in your face, these days. They promote everything that's against the scriptures. All right. They promote you to eat pork and eat seafood boils and all different things. And these are just, the obvious things. And that's why they always get mentioned, because they're obvious things that they're promoting. But it's so much more. All right. This society has broken down our men. All right. There's no order left in the households. All right. It's a slew of things that, points towards this place being a wicked land, man. All right. But let's jump real quick to Matthew, the 24th chapter. Not to be it, really. Just get a few precepts out of here. Matthew 24. I'll get to the point. Start at verse 4. It says, And Yahushua answered them. I'll read verse 3. Salaki. I'll start at the top. Salaki. Matthew 24, the top, it says, And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahweh said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahweh answered and said unto them, Say he that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, so that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, so there's a series of things that has to come to pass before the end comes. All right, and these series of things are coming to pass. All right, wars, famines, pestilences, upwards of the people, earthquakes. All right, it's a lot of things going on in this kingdom right now, all at once. All right. Verse 7, it says, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. See? Verse 9, Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, and he's going to the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? Men of the Lord, man. You all right? When Esau is already mad as hell that we have gone back to our heritage. All right, we're figuring out who we are. All right, the Lord is revealing himself unto us again. All right, because Esau know the truth. All right, Esau know what's going on. Esau know, who the true people are. All right, who the true Israelites are. All right, so Esau is mad as hell about that, man. All right, so at the end of the day, they're gonna come down upon us, man, because we're out here, professing and exalting the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and there's nothing that they can do about it. There's nothing that they can do about it. The word is already going out. All right, so for that, they're gonna come down. All right, the scriptures speak about that. All right. But verse 10, it says, And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. See? And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. All right? These different Christian churches, these different leaders, all right? These different Israelite groups, all right? A bunch of false prophets, man. All right? Verse 12 says, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. See? Everybody, against one another, man. All right. And there's no real love left over in this kingdom. All right. In this life. You see, people are going to start turning against each other, man, more and more, because that's already happening, man. You know what I'm saying? Just for people to get ahead for a little bit. Let alone how you think people going to do when there's nothing there. The stores is emptying out. All right. What do you think people are going to do, man, when they can't go get water freely, when they can't begin doing certain things as they once had the opportunity to? People are going to go crazy, man. All right. Verse 13, it says, But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right. This word is being pushed, and this word has been pushed throughout the four corners of the earth, man. All right. Prophecy is coming to pass every day. All right. We got a couple major prophecy that needs to come to pass. We need that MOTB to be made mandatory. All right. So people begin to be marked. All right. And we know for sure the Lord is right around the corner, man. All right. Everything is gearing towards prophecy, man. So keep your eyes open. All right. We almost home, Lord willing. But that's it. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory again unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Have honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and say Shalom and a Bible ball.